Daniel's Dread Tales is a show for grown-ups. It contains adult language and adult themes. Please check the episode description for content warnings. Welcome back to Daniel's Dread Tales. I'm your host, Dana Fernandez. This week we have a special crossover episode with the Dice Fiends podcast with friend of the show, Chell. We're going to be playing a game of Godkiller by Connie, Chang. It's a one-on-one game with me as the titular Godkiller and Chell as everyone else, including the gods I'm going to kill. And while this episode is technically a standalone one, if you want to hear Chell and I create the world and characters and even play a little intro scene, you could listen to that over on Dice Fiends. That was a really good episode, too. Anyway, hope you enjoy the show. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Daniel's Dread Tales. We're doing a smaller thing this week. 2 people doing a show, one-on-one role-playing, and it's going to be a good time. I'm Daniel. You've heard me before. And you've also heard our game master before, Chell from the Dice Fiends podcast.
Hello, my name is Chell. I'll use the they, them pronouns for this week. And this week we are playing the Holy Punk RPG Godkiller, in which there are only 2 players. One God, which is me, and one Godkiller. I believe there was a Dice Fiends game that should have come out if I uploaded it on time before this.
Yes. We have had one episode over on Dice Fiends where we did some world creation, some character building, and a short little scene starting the beginnings of my adventure, or my character's adventure. So if you want to know more about this cool world we're going to be playing in, check that out. But for now, we are going to be playing the game right here. Godkiller, I am the titular Godkiller, and I am going to be playing a character by the name of Firmware. They are on their quest to kill the gods of this world, who are a bunch of computers. So I'm just out here to kill some computers.
Yep, running this antivirus.
Yes.
And I will start us off with a bit of a story. Once upon a time, the river flowed above the cradle, and from it came the gods. The gods back then were beings of light and electricity. Then humans came from the ruin, and the gods loved them, and they loved the gods. Humans gave their world shape, tilled the lands, and found lives in the confines of the cradle. The gods, starting with Bios, the beginning, descended from the river to live with humans. They could only exist in the river, so each god took a distinct body of gold and copper, and so each god became individual and took their name. Back then, the gods could move between the cradle and river freely, and they taught their favored mortals how to move into the river as well, giving their chosen the sacred gold and copper from the gods' own bodies. But then, the river began to dry. No one knows the start, but it grew harder to move between the worlds. Some gods and their mortal loves fled into the river, wanting a beautiful and free existence until the end. Some gods remained with the mortals, choosing a finite existence with their loves. Some gods turned on their fellows, rather than face their own end. So existence became one of strife and domination. Now the river is dry. Those who remain tear each other apart, and the cradle weeps. For the gods, for the mortals, for what was done to you, for what you have done, and what you will do, Godkiller. How long has it been since you killed the Overseer?
For Firm, time has lost a lot of meaning as I wander the blasted lands between the arcologies where most humans now live. I think maybe about a year I've been wandering, trying to find my way back to my home to kill the god that rules it.
Ah, yes, the valley. For as long as you can remember, you've only had spite for the god that rules the valley. You don't know why, you don't know where it came from, but you knew that Ram must die. I think we are picking up with you in the back of a cart, pulled by a horse whose mechanical limbs have long since been exposed to the elements, and the man who steers it is kind of squat. He has a scarf covering his mouth and goggles on, protect against the glaring sun. And he's telling you about apparently a priest from the valley had left that abandoned home, what was said to be this paradise, with the holy vestments of the god Ram, and it has caused untold suffering.
Oh, so somebody who is a priest of my old god is now causing suffering? Sorry, I just wanted to clarify.
You get stories of a high priest that vanished from the valley, and they took their vestments with them. And since then, the high priests have died because they don't have the proper means to interface with a god, and suffering has been caused from the valley's decline and weakening.
Oh, interesting. Well, that's too bad. So I'm sitting in the back of this cart. Where are we bound? Am I heading back towards the valley?
I think that the cart itself is going in the direction of the valley. The merchant would tell you that he is bound for Falstaff, which is, according to local legend, where a bunch of humans walked until their leader dropped a staff and they were like, we're settling here. So it's a haphazard town. But
well, I'm sort of nodding as I'm hearing this with the guy saying, Firm is not particularly talkative. The changes that were made to him as he became more and more divine made him so he is less and less human. He's more machine now than man, one might say. So, and my mind is often trying to reach out and sort of connect. I don't know what the cool way of saying that, to commune with the machines around me. But, I got like Wi-Fi connections in my brain and I can hack stuff.
All right.
That's what I think. And I think the thing is, I am constantly doing that. I am constantly looking around for like connections. And like, I am taking in this human talking to me. But I often don't really listen to the humans around me that much. Yeah. Because I'm always so consumed with other things. I'm very distant. But when he starts talking about the valley, I listen a little bit more. Oh, where is this priest?
That's the thing. Well, you see, friend, have you told this merchant your name?
Yeah, I think I say my name. I'd say I'm Firm.
That's a little bit of much information, but you see, Firm.
There's an E in it. It's F-E-R.
Okay,
yeah. Firmware. It's also a pun, but like people don't know that.
I know. I just. All right.
No, yeah.
You see, Firm. That's the thing with the vanishing. They I don't even know how long ago they left. I just know that the high priest up and left. Maybe got eaten by raiders. You know, all those cannibals just hanging around the mountains. You get too close to them, pick your bones clean off, sell the cyber for scrap.
There's nobody who would have heard of this guy or gal or wherever they went.
No one outside the valley. People. Oh, looks from the looks of it, that God hates letting things go. So no one leaves the valley now.
Does anybody go into the valley?
Trading sometimes, but it's best you don't stay there.
Are you bound there? Do you pass through the valley?
Oh no, I'm going to Falstaff. Jimmy the Schmitz should be going to the valley for that, but it's probably just a week's walk away if you want to, not wait on anyone.
Is just a question of the geography. And I think I actually am doing this, like, looking at, like, old satellite images or whatever, instead of actually asking him. This place, Falstaff, is it on the way to the valley, or is the valley, is it better for me just to go straight to the valley?
I think there's probably going to be, like, a day of riding travel west to Falstaff. instead of going straight to the valley like you are now.
Well, honestly, I wordlessly hop out of the cart
Oh, okay.
and begin to walk towards the valley.
You got water?
I can survive many things.
Okay. Yep. Just another weirdo.
And I the resources I need are limited now that my body is again replaced with more and more cybernetics, but I have some supplies in a small bag that I carry with me, and I'm wearing my sort of red cloak over my head as I just continue to walk. I was originally bound for Falstaff, because I wanted to hear more about what's going on and whatnot, but it sounds like if the valley is in bad shape, I can't put off going there any longer. I need to go there.
This feels like a mortal move to me.
Yeah, it probably is.
Would you like to feel someone or something out?
Yeah.
All right. When you try to feel out a person, place, or thing, say what you want clarity about and answer one. The GM will give you clarity you seek as they answer the other.
All right. So, I want to feel out... Can I say the valley? Like what's going on in the valley? Or, because I'm not there yet, necessarily.
Yeah, but you're also, like you said, you're connected to whatever remains of the river.
I think what feels welcoming on the surface. I want to see, like, what is sort of the public-facing information about the valley right now. Like, if I were to look down on it, what do I see? Oh, I guess I get to define that. I am deciding that. That's the whole thing of this thing. I decide something, and you decide something. God, this is a cool system. Mm-hmm. I think the valley continues on more or less exactly how it was. It promises a paradise, and in fact, the traders who do come in are impressed by, like, the fruit that is grown there. That is one of their main trade goods. And I think on the surface, everything is about the same as it was when I left. Now, again, I don't quite remember why I left due to shenanigans and things being messing with my head, but I know that I hate the god that rules that land. And, yeah.
So, what feels dark or unnerving when I peer deeper? I think what is unnerving to you is that you see pictures of the valley like traders have taken. Like, the river doesn't properly exist anymore. It's your divinity and your strange Godkiller divinity that's allowing you to see these things.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I know I am constantly messing with the tone of this a little bit. So there are people taking pictures of this stuff. Is it going to the cloud? Are they posting it on limited Instagrams? Like local-only Instagrams?
Who knows?
Okay.
Who knows? That's for us to find out.
Yeah, these are... Sorry, go ahead. I'm fascinated by the world building that we're seeing here.
You see pictures, maybe they're even from long ago, but you see, like, the homes, you see the waterways of the valley. And you left, but you don't have any connection to anyone there. Yet your heart hurts when you look at this. Like, the humanity within you pains for someone you don't know, longs to remember a family you've lost, and you can't feel why or who your heart calls out for.
Well, that's how it is. And I continue to make my way towards there. Let's see, are there any other... I don't know if any of these other mortal moves mean anything.
I mean...
Yeah. Or at least for this. No. At least for this. Mm-hmm. How is the road to the valley? Or I guess not really road. I think I'm just walking in a straight goddamn line.
Yeah, you're walking in a straight fucking line.
Do I run into folks along the way? Do I run into creatures along the way?
You do, but we are going to cut to the valley for a second.
Okay.
We're going to cut to the valley where there's a new high priest third since the old one, their parent, vanished all those years ago. For most mortals, becoming High Priest Taram would be an honor. You're closer to the god, you get to carry out his will directly. To them, it is a punishment. It is a punishment for their parents' discretions and their parent vanishing into the night. They can't remember their parent. Ram blessedly devoured the memory of the high priest and those who have passed, so the citizens of the valley would not have to mourn their loss. But the high priest, they wish they could mourn, because without their past, they don't know why they're being tied here. So, you are on the road to the valley. You've been warned about cannibals along this route, and I believe it's about a week out, so around the fourth day, you do see motorbikes in the distance, kicking up a cloud behind them, coming from one of the tall mountains of light.
Are they coming towards me?
Oh, yes.
I think, again, because I am so singularly focused on killing fucking gods, until they are, like, within range of me and seem to be trying to stop me, I am just walking straight. I just continue my walk straight to the valley to go destroy the oppressive god that rules over it.
All right. I think as you are walking, you see the first one boom, pass by you, and then it does a wide arching circle as more pass by you. And if you're not doing anything, soon there are about a dozen of them riding in a circle around you while one stops. It looks like the leader. A man heavily cyberized. His goggles set into his face, and his head, instead of a helmet, just chrome. Well. Looks like we got a traveler up here, no? All cybered out if my imps don't deceive me.
I need you to move out of my way. I have a place to be.
You have a place to be? I think it's right there on the ground. I'll just strip the cyber out and let you live until you die, of course, if you're calm about it.
So I think the ways that I've been picturing firm, I know we've kept it sort of vague so far. I think firm is actually, when you look at them, they are not immediately appear to be cybernetic on the outside initially. They have like but they have like glowing eyes and occasionally like little things at their joints. You see like some cybernetic stuff, but I'm still sort of what you might call a skin job or something like that. But if you were to look at me and with his augments, which I'm sure he has, he could see that I am like almost half my body has been replaced with this. But I think Rom, when they were making me into this priest, making me into their sort of avatar for the world to speak their truth, they wanted me to look kind of human still. So I appear to be human in a sort of androgynous sort of... I don't look quite... I don't want to say androgyny doesn't look right. If you were to look at me, there's something just a little bit off about me. And in addition to that, I am definitely very androgynous at this point. I think what I'm going to do is... Can I challenge someone dangerous? Is that what this would be?
You certainly can. When you challenge someone dangerous in front of an audience, say what foolish or risky action you hope they'll take, and add 2d6. Add 1 for each true statement. Does he care about your opinion? No. Does he think he's stronger than you? Yes.
He thinks he's stronger than me.
Yeah. And the crowd, I do not think, is on your side. Yeah. They are firmly him.
Yeah.
So roll +1.
Yeah. And what I'm trying to get him to do is to sort of either charge me sort of alone with his bike or even hop off of it and face me one-on-one.
All right.
Because I think that will be a mistake for him.
All right. Roll 2d6.
Rolling. +1?
Yes.
Ooh. Unfortunately, I rolled a 5, which is bad. That is a miss.
All right. On a miss, your target turns the tables on you with cutting words or very real threats.
Suffer 2 strain to resist their provocations, or immediately do something foolish and risky in response.
So what exactly is that you said?
You wouldn't leave me dead. I'd leave you dead. Now get out of my way.
I think I will leave you dead. Talking down a demigod like me. Get 'em, boys.
And immediately, like, everybody, like, his whole biker gang rushes me.
Yeah, well, 4
Yeah.
charge you right at that moment with, like, knives out.
Okay.
Do you want to suffer 2 strain or do something foolish and reckless?
I want to do something foolish or reckless. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try to reach out to all of their bikes and, like, sort of make them go haywire, because I can sort of connect to them. Now, when there's a bunch of different bikes, I'm not going to be able to control all of them individually. Maybe I could if I was better with my stuff and wasn't under threat right now. But instead, I'm just going to make all of their bicycles just start driving all over the place, which is just going to mostly cause more chaos. My hope is that in that chaos, I could get an advantage. But honestly, it's just going to be madness. And it's very risky because, you know, also reaching out with my brain like this leaves me a little bit distracted.
Mm-hmm. I don't think we ever qualified the Overseer's power, but I imagine being called the Overseer, it would be like some control over machines.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was assuming. I'm sorry if I maybe jumped over into that. Yeah.
You're perfectly good.
If you want to know about the Overseer, check our other episode.
How many times can we plug it?
Yeah. Well, I won't do it. Won't do it anymore. But
I will.
We'll do it at the end too. You should listen to Dice Fiends. Good show. But yeah, because I am so cybery and still have this connection to the river, which I guess is just the cloud.
Yeah.
I reach out and make all of the bikes go haywire.
I think I'm gonna have you wield a power.
Oh, okay.
So when you wield a power to do something only a god can do, roll 2d6 and add 1 for each statement. You've done this specific act before perfectly.
No.
I don't think you have.
Mm-hmm.
Are you desperate for this to work?
You know what? Because it says it's reckless or whatever, I think I have to say that I'm desperate for this to work.
All right. Yeah. Mark 1 strain.
Okay. And how much strain am I allowed to get? It's like 5? And then bad things happen?
Yes. The story happens.
Yeah, you're right. The story happens.
Fine.
The story happens.
You're close to a shrine, lair, or domain of the god you took this power from. You are, in fact, the opposite of close to it.
Yes.
You left.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll roll 2d6, and I'll hopefully roll better this time, or my career as a Godkiller is going to be finished very early. Okay. Ooh, I got a 12.
On an overkill. On a hit, you do it. On an overkill, the GM will describe how you also drain, terrify, or wreck what's around you.
Oh boy.
You're hoping to get these bikes to spin out, like go with each and every way. I think you seize control of all of the bikes except for the man in front of you and start crashing them in together. The world around you is a hail of blood, fire, and screaming.
And metal. Don't forget the metal.
And metal, yeah. As these 12 cannibals meet grisly ends in this conflagration of flame.
It's like maximum overdrive.
Yeah. Oh. You must be real special, then I'll be sure to scrap every piece of electronics out of you.
Oh, so the lead guy's still up? I just killed his whole gang?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then, you know what? I'm just going to inflict violence on him. Fuck him.
All right.
I'm going to inflict violence on him.
When you inflict violence on someone, roll 2d6, add 1 for each true statement. They wish you harm. Yes. You're desperate. Are you?
I think after I did that with all the bikes, I'm feeling less desperate.
And is it personal?
No, not really.
All right. Roll 2d6
I really
1.
should probably say it's desperate and it's personal to get a bonus on these dice, but you know.
It's good storytelling.
I got an 8, so that's good.
8. All right. On a hit, this part of the fight ends on your terms. How do you end this part of the fight without killing him?
Oh, without killing him.
Yeah, there's a special move for that.
Oh, right. There's a special move for killing him. Right. And I don't, I wouldn't actually I just sort of do that thing. You've seen this in things. I just grab him by the head with my arm fully outstretched and toss him aside.
And this man is at your mercy. As he said, he was a demigod, so.
Oh, he's a demigod.
Yeah.
Oh, can I look at him? Can I sort of scan him? I was more working at the bikes and all that. What makes him a demigod? Is it just that he's chromed up, mostly?
Roll to recognize a god.
Oh, roll to recognize a god. That's literally a thing that I could do. Okay.
I think you are in his domain.
I'm in his domain? Okay. Okay, go ahead.
No, go for it.
It says, am I familiar with their gospel? I don't know this guy, so no, I'm not familiar with his gospel.
Yeah.
And it'd be bad if you didn't know. I gotta kick his ass already. That doesn't matter.
Yeah. This is more for posterity.
Yeah. All right, so that'll be a +1. I got a 9.
9?
Okay.
All right. I think you know off the bat that he is Tyro's servant of one of the gods in the Mountain of Light, but he himself has become a demigod with all the chrome and cybernetics implanted into his body.
Got it. So he's a demigod. Does that mean he's independent, or does he serve? Does he serve his old god in the Shining Mountain?
He serves it, but he serves it of his volition. Because
part of me wants to get a biker minion. See if I could get a biker minion after I kicked his ass. But no, fuck that. No, I'm not about to become a god. That's the opposite of what I'm doing. That's Rom thought. That's God thought. I'm not a god. I'm a Godkiller. You know what? That's a little bit of thing that goes through my brain. The divinity that I've gotten, all of that comes from the cybernetics that comes from these grand AI systems, these gods. Mm-hmm. And they are built to dominate. So there's a little bit of part of me that's I have to dominate this thing. But, no, I'm going to kill him. This is my sort of establishing character thing. A bunch of guys walk up to me. His whole gang is dead. He should be dead too.
All right. I think his downfall, you fairly easily exploited it, is that he relies on his gang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's just
do his...
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a dude.
Yeah. That's the thing. Normally you need to find a god's downfall, and his downfall was not particularly hard to find. Okay, let's see. Describe how you slay them and roll 2d6. Okay. You know what? When I toss him to the side, we sort of look over, and you see that I've snapped his neck when I tossed him to the side.
All right.
Yeah.
So you just grab him by the head, give him a...
Yeah.
And then toss his body to the side?
Yeah. And also, while that was going on, I was looking at him, figuring out that he was divine, not really caring.
Yep. Figures out divinity, refuses to elaborate, leaves.
Yeah.
Roll 2d6.
Oh, I only rolled a 5.
All right. On a miss, they bestow a curse upon you with their dying breath. Regardless of your roll, you seize a semblance of their power.
Okay.
Thou shalt not find peace.
Peace was never an option. I reach down, and when it talks about seizing a semblance of their power, I think I connect to them. And I start looking at their programming, looking at their Chrome, and seeing which part of them I could add to myself.
I think you are able to seize his divine ability to see the electronic and cybernetics within people.
Oh.
And the signatures.
Okay.
Which is how he could spot that you are all cybered out, even though you ostensibly look like a flesh puppet.
Yes. I look like a weird flesh puppet. Well, I guess flesh puppets are, by definition, weird.
Yeah. But I think that curse manifests after you take that power from him, kind of like a virus, causing your vision to glitch out for a second before it rights itself. Maybe.
Yeah, he says I'll never know peace, but, whatever. I made the roll. I get the curse, and I get some of his
Yep.
power, and I move on. So it goes.
Okay.
This whole thing over in like a minute. Like all of these guys right up to me like, woo, yeah! I'm gonna kill you. We're weird killer guys. And then I just sort of like blink. All of their bikes explode at each other. I grab this guy, snap his neck, and throw him to the ground. And then continue to walk.
Yep.
I'm an avatar of violence.
It's the next day. In the distance, vultures circle the dead. I believe the day before you reach it, you come across remains. They look like a skeleton in a robe with bits of gold and copper laced throughout their bones. They look like a priest of some kind, but who knows?
Do I recognize these as signs of my old god Ram, who I'm trying to kill? Is this the priest of Ram from the valley who's dead here?
Roll to recognize a god, yeah.
I love how this is already kind of a weird and complicated system, like in a really cool way. And then on top of it, we're like, all the gods are machines, which means we have to reinterpret what some of this stuff means already.
Hey.
I got a 9.
9. All right, and you were...
I didn't add anything to it because I didn't think I would, because I don't know anything about this person. So,
all right. Yeah, you know that this is a priest of Ram. And is your question about going to be like, is this the high priest they were talking about?
Is this the high priest they were talking about?
I think that same part of you that longed for the valley, the same part of you that hurt, knows this isn't before looking at it. Like, and then your computer parts do confirm it. Like, this is not like what a high priest of Ram would wear. This is much too plain.
What seems to have killed them? Just the elements?
Elements, yeah.
Okay. Well,
they might have broken a bone and then just died a day out from town.
Is the robe intact? If I were to wear this robe, would it disguise me as a priest of Ram?
I believe so, yeah.
Now I need to decide if Firm has any guile and subtlety in him. No, I guess not. No, that hasn't really been my deal. I'm not wearing the robes of Ram. That's like everything that I'm opposed to. Forget I said anything about it.
I've already forgotten.
All right.
All right.
Well, that's a thing. Let's keep walking.
All right.
Yeah, this whole world seems to suck.
Mm-hmm. And Firm isn't changing that one bit.
I am going to change it. I'm going to kill all the gods that are oppressing humanity.
All right. All right, Firm. The day passes. You take a rest, presumably.
Yeah, I have to sleep still.
And probably around midday of the next day, you cross the barrier into the valley.
Now, when you say barrier, what do you mean by that?
Just the dividing line between valley, not valley.
Okay, I didn't know if there was like actually like a force field or something. I want it to be.
No. Yeah. You see people farming the land. It's a bit greener than it was outside.
Mm-hmm.
You see a temple dedicated to Ram in the distance. You see people just going about their lives.
Now, okay. I've been saying Ram and Ram. What's the name of my god? Which one is it? Because I'm realizing I got confused. Did I say it was Ram or Ram?
I think it's Ram, but
it's Ram.
I've been saying Ram also. Yeah.
Okay, it's well because the A could be a hard A or a soft A, so like it's fine. But I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't getting confused on that. Okay,
no,
it's fine. We don't even
tomato.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, like I said, I am very disconnected from humanity at this point. So I mostly just am going to be walking straight to the temple. And I'm going to try to cast down the symbols of my old god.
When you say cast down, are you like just knocking things over as you pass? Are you...
You know what? Let's go to the temple first, and then we'll see what happens there.
All right. You ascend the steps of the temple, and a young person in priest robes. They have paint on their face, marking their position as one of the acolytes of Ram, is standing in front of the door with their hands clasped in front of their chest. Like, hello there. I don't remember seeing you in the valley. Are you a trader from outside?
I've come here to free this valley from your god's tyranny. Join me or be destroyed.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, not much of a talker, firm wearer. Not much of a talker.
Yeah, I get that. Actually, let's go back to you are the devout, right?
Yes, I'm a devout. That's my class, as you might call it.
I feel like this could be connect someone if you want to tell this person and get them on your side, or an act impulsively if you just are gonna push them to the side and kick the door in.
No, I want them to see what I saw that made me turn against Ram in the first place. To show that the memories that they're taking away are terrible. Oh, maybe I want to show him some of the memories that he's lost, or at least like some echoes of it. I think that's what I'm going to try to do.
I don't know if you have access to those.
I don't?
Because
I guess
I think that's
don't.
Ram.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Ram's power.
That's Ram's power? Okay.
Yes.
But I thought I saw that, and that's why I turned against Ram. I saw it myself, but I can't show it to this guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Until I take that power from Ram and give everybody their memories back.
You could connect with someone. So when you can try to connect with someone, tell them something intimate and answer one. The GM will reveal a fragment of their pain as they answer the other.
I look at this one and I say, your God enslaves you. He takes away your very being, and you don't even realize it. He takes your memory away again and again. I was once his servant, and now I can remember barely anything. One day you will be like me, or you will be dead.
Hey Shannon, I have this really awful issue with a rash in a place I can't discuss on air. Do you have anything to help me with that?
Oh boy, do I, Matt! Have you tried Dice Fiends? It's a podcast where games are played, and it's great, and it'll clear all your rashes up, especially the ones in those unmentionable places.
Oh, is it okay if I get it in an orifice?
I don't know how you would do that, it's audio. You can find it anywhere podcasts are.
Alright, I'm gonna head straight to my nearest podcast center and get me a jar of Dice Fiends. Thanks, Shannon.
You're welcome, Matt.
Dice Fiends has not been proven to clear rashes, but it can relieve boredom. If Dice Fiends is exposed to an orifice, contact your doctor immediately. You can find Dice Fiends and other shows like it on the Imaginary Broadcast Network.
All right. And I assume that's the common ground we share.
Yeah.
And you see doubt and pain in their eyes. This is all we have in the valley. I'm not strong enough to just leave, even if I wanted to. Ram doesn't let anyone go. So just enjoy it until the end. That's all I can do. And I think that your divinity is awakened because you've exposed the manipulation of God to mortals.
Okay.
So what does your divinity look like?
Explain that to the audience. Not just me. Explain that to the audience.
Okay, of course. Of course. So, Firm got divinity from killing the Overseer. And yes, we have been using it as computers, but also this is still like fantasy and holy world.
Yeah.
So it can manifest outside even without the computers.
Yeah.
But whenever a divine trigger is set, so the devout is when you expose the hidden cruelty, lies, or manipulation of a god to the mortals that worship them, awaken your divinity, then that will expose the Godkillers more of a god, and that allows them to use the move Unleash Divinity, which just says you can succeed at a divine move automatically, or you accomplish a single brilliant feat with one side effect of your choosing. It's brief, it's obvious, it's unstable.
Right. Okay.
But your divinity is just basically your godly power aside from any of the other gods you've killed.
Yeah, okay. So what my divinity looks like. Because in a way I'm, it's the ironic thing where, I'm becoming the gods that I disliked at one point. I think my cloak falls away, and I think the sort of red cloak that is around me almost expands into blood red wings is the vision that they see. And I think I am, in my mind, I am the blood of all that the gods have killed.
And your divinity is radiant, soft, and enviable.
Oh, right. I'm not the evil. Oh, right. I'm devout, not the wronged. I was looking at the wrong one. No. Okay. No. Okay. I look nice. Fucking okay. Radiant, soft, and enviable. That's it's not glowing blood wings. Is that not radiant, soft, and enviable?
No, I'm for that.
Oh, no.
They're downy. They have down feathers.
I think we keep having all of this computer stuff, but maybe we just do some more typical divine stuff. I think I'm floating slightly. I think my eyes are glowing like a single, like, blue. And I think I still want the wings, because I think the wings are cool. Oh, this is going to be stupid. Let's go. It's like Matrix code.
The wings?
I have, now they're sort of a glowing blue. But it's like a falling code like the fucking Matrix. But that's what my wings are like.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think very much the blue is sort of my color scheme. I know I had the red cloak, but when I cast it off and I show my divinity, I'm showing blue. Maybe it should have been a blue cloak all along, but it's not anymore. You know what? I could change the color of it. It's fine. And by that, I don't mean like narratively, retroactively. I think I could just like, it's a cyber cloak. It's a cyber cloak. It's fine.
As the red cloak falls off, it turns blue. It's like, okay, that fits.
Yeah, exactly. And I think my divinity, the thing that I didn't get from anybody else, but the thing that sort of makes me special, is freedom. Like that is the sort of aspect that I represent. I want him to be free of his fear.
All right.
I want to inspire him. And maybe other people around, like anybody who's seeing me, I want to inspire them to know, because he said that, like, I'm too weak. Like, I'm not strong enough. And I want them to know that they are strong enough. I was like them, and I became strong enough.
And now look at you. You are an emotionless killing machine.
Look, okay, sometimes I can inspire people to tear down their oppressors, okay? I'm all about tearing down the system.
All right. This is a good game. We are just bad people.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think I float up into the air in front of the temple, sort of blocking out the symbols of the old god, Ram. And then anybody who looks up and sees it feels in their heart a confidence. They know that they have a power. They can tear down the system. It's just code, and they're humans, and that there's a little bit of part of me that's like, we made them, and we can unmake them. And I think the downside is that it is very obvious. Yeah. It's sort of a declaration of war, almost.
Are you unleashing it yet, or?
I think that's it. I think that's my unleashing my divinity. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So, oh god, yeah, you've accomplished the single brilliant feat of everyone who sees you realizes that they are not beholden to Ram. People fall to their knees weeping. People like hug children and start leaving the jobs they have been doing for the valley. The person moves to the side for you. Please, go in. I'm so sorry.
There's nothing to apologize for. Be free. The only thing you had to lose was your chains.
Of course, Sarah. And they will shuffle down the steps of the temple.
He said, of course, what? What did he say to me?
Sarah.
Sarah? Okay, sorry. For a second, I thought you said sir, and I'm like, I'm not sir. I'm definitely beyond any sort of that gendered nonsense.
Yeah.
But
there
okay.
You go. Sarah, gender neutral.
Yeah,
Who knows?
that's fine. No, I got that. I just wanted to double check. Okay.
I don't know if that's gender neutral.
It is now. It is in the post-apocalyptic world that we're in.
Hell yeah, no more gender.
And I enter into the temple. Now, what does a temple to an AI look like?
That's a good question. What does a temple to an AI look like?
I mean, I think on the outside, it's very much, sort of looking like traditional sort of temples. I think maybe the valley, they're going for like a sort of Aztec-y sort of pyramid feel. I think maybe different gods have a different sort of vibe. And maybe like just on the inside, you're still feeling that. But if you just go a little bit further in, you then start seeing the computer terminals, the interfaces, the whatnot, the displays, and it's a weird combination of, like, it's a stone building with, like, carved images of, like, Rom overseeing the land and giving plenty and whatnot, but then also, a bunch of computery stuff.
All right.
And I step inside, and I know to kill Rom, I need to recognize, his downfall. I need to exploit it, figure out his weakness.
You'd need to confront a god in their true form and exploit their downfall?
Yeah, I need to do both those things. So I'm here to find that.
All right. I think that you're going further into the temple. Like, what looks like flowers first light up red as you pass and follow you.
Oh.
You get into the real technology side of things and you see another person, the high priest it panned to before. They're about 20 years younger than you. And they are working feverishly at a terminal as Rom's voice rings out, "Where, traitor, where?"
Oh,
And
that's
the
not
high
a question.
priest
He's
looks
saying
up
my last
panicked.
name. Sorry, I was confused.
Yes.
But no, he's saying my last name of where. Firm
Yes.
where. Okay.
Yes. And do you say anything in response to that?
I have nothing to say to him. No, I should say something. I just say Rom and sort of give the eyes that are, like, all looking at me a nod. The people
And-
will be free of you.
The high priest, looks to you, then looks to the eyes. It's like, and then speak to Rom. "I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to do what's best for the valley, Rom. I swear. I'm faithful to you. I'm forever faithful to you." But Rom isn't paying attention to them. His eyes focus on you.
Step away.
Come back to the valley you abandoned. You come back after leaving me, my priest. My traitorous priest.
Yeah, that's me. Oh,
You're
you know what?
telling-
Was that merchant talking about me?
Oh my god, you're becoming... I love this new firm.
I'm just realizing something. I'm just going back, like, oh, that merchant I was traveling with was like, oh, there's like a priest of Rom who got out and was causing trouble. And it just did not even occur to me that that's probably me. Was that me? I don't know. It doesn't matter. Sorry, I'm getting distracted.
Daniel,
Yeah.
I know that was probably out of character, but I love that thought as it being in character. You just get sassy the moment you see this bastard.
Well, because he's telling me, like, you are a priest, and I'm like, oh, right, the priest thing. I wasn't really paying attention to that guy. I don't really...
Okay, so it is in character.
You know, I've decided it's in character now. And I don't really think of myself as your priest anymore, Rom. I think of me as your executioner.
Then so be it. I will crush you and grind you and all the traitors in this valley beneath my chassis.
I don't think so. And I want to... before I strike at Rom or, like, try to get into his computer or whatever, I look at this priest and I say, "Child,
Huh?
you must leave for your own safety, or I will destroy this temple with you in it."
You were the priest? You were the high priest?
No, not anymore. Go.
I think...
I already did my divinity thing, so I don't think I could do it again to glow and make you remember that you could stand up. But, hey, go outside and talk to some people about that.
All right. There are two moves that could work, connect to someone, or do as you're told. But the do as you're told would be for the priest to you. Because I can't really think of a reason for them not to follow your orders.
Yeah, I think they just follow my orders, yeah.
All right, they're showing submission and they'll answer one, and then Daniel, you can answer the other. I think the vulnerability they reveal is that you being called the high priest means something personal to them, unlike like it would to the other people of the town. And you dismiss that, but they're just staring wide-eyed at you, but they do like run past you for the exit to the temple.
And they're going to be rewarded with their freedom.
All right.
Another traitor. Never mind.
Rom, the fascinating thing about you is that you need mortals to carry out your work. That's why you need worshippers. That's why you needed people like me. In fact, that's why I am the way I am. I am truly what you made me. But look out into your valley. These people are not yours. They are their own. Without slaves, you're nothing. What's a god to a non-believer?
Doom.
And the temple rumbles. This Rom bursts out of casing. They have been in for as long as you've known them, for as long as the valley, probably. Just like this massive snake made of wires and steel cables with a glowing green eye, just like bursts through the stonework and the metal of the temple, going into the air and then going to dive down at you. What do you do?
So I can't kill him yet, because I don't know it. I would argue that I know his downfall is that he's nothing without his slaves, but I don't think that that counts. I think, I kind of want to tempt fate.
All right.
Yeah.
So, when you tempt fate...
Say what perilous feat you're trying to accomplish.
All right.
I think what I'm going to do is... he is going to try to attack me. Obviously he is. That's what's going on. But what I need to do, from what I have seen from what I was with the Overseer, is that I need to get into his core and like recognize some sort of weakness in his programming. The physical giant snake thing, even if I could fight it physically, and maybe I can, I don't know, he's just AI still. Like, he can still, transfer himself to other places. So I need to find a way to get to his, like, code base or something. Or, like, isolate it inside the snake monster. So I'm staying inside the temple as much as possible and connecting to any of the surfaces that I can. I don't know how many of them need to be hardwired in or how many of them are wireless or whatnot, but I'm trying to connect to them to like sort of hack into ROM and see if I could find a weakness. Unfortunately, that means that I am not avoiding him as much as I probably should be.
All right.
Yeah.
So, add one for each true statement. A skilled ally is lending you a hand.
Well, I told the priest to leave, so no.
Yep. You have no other options.
I could fight back. I don't think it's quite another option.
So is that yes or no?
I don't know.
I mean, you could just run, but...
Yeah, I think I have other options, so I don't think I get that.
And Daniel, are you far from a god, any god who wishes you harm?
No. That's a no.
All right, that's roll 2d6 flat, baby.
2d6 flat. That's fine, right? That's fine.
Yeah.
So I rolled a 3.
Uh-huh, that's fine.
It says the fates laugh in your face and the GM describes how your plan implodes.
I think so. You are connecting, and Rom's cyber defenses are above the Overseer. But I think your plan imploding is because you go into this because you feel that you know his downfall, that he's nothing without the people around him. But I think you leading that method of attack on his systems fails as his cyber defenses just shock you, and like the coils that make up his body tighten around one of your hands as he just bursts through the temple, dragging you with him. I'm going to have you mark 1 strain.
Okay.
You are now trapped in Ram's body.
Huh. He shouldn't have let me be here. This is just where I want to be.
All right.
I'm just going to start ripping it apart. We've established that I'm strong. I grabbed that guy's face and threw him to the side. Also, I don't really have any other options. I mean, maybe I could, but I think I'm just going to start smashing everything that I can to try to weaken him. You say a snake. How big is he? Is he like as big as this temple? Like, are we sprawling out over the city? Like, what is this looking like?
I was imagining him as big as the temple.
Okay, as big as the temple. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay, so that also means that everybody in the town is seeing this happen.
Yeah, everyone is in danger and they are seeing it.
Well, you know, everybody knows that they can be free, so maybe we could do something with that later. But
All right.
I'm going to inflict violence.
All right. When you inflict violence on someone, yeah, okay, yeah, they wish you harm.
Okay,
Is it desperate?
I think this is desperate. Yes,
Yeah, your arm is stuck in a giant snake. And is it personal?
yes. This is
I
this is
don't
the god I decided to kill gods about. So that's going to be a
All
plus
right.
3 for this one.
Yeah.
Good thing I got that plus 3. Oh, well, this actually might be bad. I got a 10.
Tee.
The plus 3 means I got a 10, which means it's an overkill.
On an overkill, you lose yourself to righteous fury. The GM will tell you the cost of your divinity. So, you are tearing Ram apart with your, like, bare hands.
Yeah.
I think this part of the fight is going to end with you, like, being able to knock Ram to the ground. And sorry, this part of the fight is going to be end with you being able to knock Ram to the ground, but your pain and, like, all the indignities you suffered at this god's hands overwhelm you for a moment, and you are not paying attention as Ram crashes through the marketplace.
Yeah.
And leaves a trail of bodies in his wake because you were taking too much joy in causing this god pain.
Mm-hmm.
Now your hands are covered in oil, and the pulsing green heart of Ram disappears further into the coils as it weakly writhes.
Are there... now, you said I killed a bunch of people. Are there people around?
Oh, there are people around still. Like, there's screaming and crying, and people trying to lift up stalls, trying to see if their loved ones survived the rampage. You see the high priest and the priest from before looking on in horror.
I have the ability to control machines to a lesser extent. That's a thing that I got from the Overseer. That's the power I started with, right?
Uh-huh.
I want, like I did taking control of the motorbikes, I want to take control of any sort of smaller, simpler machines here to try to help the people that have been hurt. And I know this is sort of turning my back on Rom at not a good moment.
All right.
But I think... Ooh, is this a good... No, this is what I'm going to do. I'm inspiring. I think I'm about to go on and kill Rom, and then, like... Because, like, I'm not hearing the sounds. We'd established before I barely hear humans when they're talking. And then, like, I hear just, like, crying. And I look up, and I also see, like, the priests looking at me, and the blood stuff, and I'm like, oh, actually, oh no. So I'm going to reach out and try to save as many people I can. I don't know how many machines are in the marketplace, unfortunately, but I assume there must be some.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I would say that's Wheel of Power.
Yes, absolutely.
So, you've done this before, in fact, perfectly, with those motorcycles.
I'll take it. I don't... Before when I did this, the motorcycles were designed for killing, but it's fine. I had fun.
What is this?
I'll take the plus
What
one.
is saving lives if not killing?
Many different things. They're very different. But you know what? I'm desperate to make this work. I'll mark 1 strain.
You're up to 3.
Yeah.
And you're not close.
Yeah, I'm not close to the god I took that power from. So now I have 3 strain. Not crazy about that. But I'm going to now roll. I got +2, right?
Yep.
7, just barely. Thank you for that
thank God.
+2.
Uh-huh. That would have been funny, though. On a hit, you do it. You see little helper robots that would otherwise standing idly just perk up and start lifting things up. Like maybe there's some excavators that were coming on the edge of the valley digging new trenches.
Mm-hmm.
Just start coming into town.
There's just like a Roomba pushing someone. There's everything that I can get a hold of is doing it.
Yes.
But I like that there's excavation equipment as well.
Mm-hmm. Luckily.
Yeah. It's still bad. It's still very bad. But
there's still plenty of people who are dead.
yeah.
But less people now, thanks to you.
That blood is on his hands, not mine. Do I know their downfall yet? Or I guess I know what I think their downfall is, but you were saying that that's maybe not their downfall?
What was their downfall?
I think their downfall is ultimately they are nothing without their slaves. In particular, Rom. I think because Rom versus some of the other gods, he really put a lot of cybernetics like into me and maybe some other people as well. And because of that, like, he's very reliant on his servants. Oh, I don't know if that's his downfall or not. That's what I would say it is. But if there's another one, I'm fine with you to tell me that.
Roll to recognize a god.
What bonuses am I going to get to that?
You are familiar with their gospel.
I certainly am.
You're in or near their domain.
Okay.
And would it be bad if you didn't know?
Regardless, hey, I rolled a 5 plus 2 is 7. So I'll take it.
Hell yeah. On a hit, clear interpretation of omens asks.
Yeah.
I think you weren't entirely wrong about the downfall. Rom can do plenty without slaves and without the followers, as he proved right now.
Yeah, he sure did.
Even now, he's getting back up. But Rom's downfall is that he is stronger than any one mortal. But now mortals are helping each other rather than attending to him, rather than stopping you from killing their god. His downfall is that he's not stronger than all of you.
Okay. How do I tell everybody? I mean, I think now I need to inspire people to kill everybody again. Can I unleash my divinity? What do I need to do to unleash my divinity?
As you realize this, you look out to all the people. Rom lifts his head and then collapses. You severed a lot of things.
Oh, right.
Boy.
I need to expose the cruelty or manipulation of the god. I mean, I think this is very easy. I could show the cruelty of him.
Yeah.
I think as he is rising up and, like, striking at me, I think he's also, like, is he, like, striking out at, like, the people around him, the people who are no longer worshiping him?
I think he is yelling at them.
Okay.
What are you doing? Seize the heretic. Seize the traitor. Bring him to me.
As he is rising up slowly. So he is showing zero regard for their own lives.
Is this your god? Who wants you dead? You are free. You were always free. You didn't know it. Take the power back. Help me destroy him.
All right. And you are unleashing your divinity also?
Yes.
What?
I do the thing again.
It's obvious again?
I think it's obvious. Yeah, I think it's very obvious. I start floating up in the air again in a way that I'm not even 100% sure what this is. I don't understand 100% how this is happening because it seems to be something else than the other gods that I've taken power from. But I'll figure that out another time. And I just sort of give a shout. And my voice comes not from myself, but which is very loud, but from every speaker that is within the valley. And I say, we can take him. We can defeat him. You can defeat him and be free. And I want to have everyone... Again, I don't want this to be brainwashing. Now, maybe it is. Maybe that's the scary thing about this. But in my mind, at least, I am inspiring these people to all at once, everyone attack this giant snake.
Alright. I think the citizens and the priest will attack the giant snake, and the high priest will approach you, Firm.
And I look back at him.
I know he deserves to die. I know that if we can split his power among everyone in the valley, it should be enough for all of us to handle if we just share the burden. But you can't just outright kill him. That will destroy his power. I mean, I'm sure you'll get whatever you get. I don't know what you are.
You don't need him.
We need his power to keep this valley safe. We don't need him. I am the high priest Ware, and the priest before my parent had implants that could channel his power but I can't. No one mortal can channel, but if we all join together, we can channel his power among the community.
I honestly stopped listening to about half of that when he said his name was Ware, and I'm starting to put some connections together.
Yeah.
But I don't remember this person at all, do I?
You do not remember that person.
Oh, damn it. Okay.
I mean, there is the pain in your heart, but you don't.
I'm torn. Now, it would be hypocritical of me to say, no, you shouldn't take the power of the gods. That's a bad power, because that's clearly what I'm doing. But splitting Rom up amongst all of the people of the valley, ooh, that is sort of a collectivist thing. I am sort of being very collectivist about this. Oh, gosh. So right now, I'm needing to decide between the move kill a god or spare a god. Is that what this is?
Yes, if you'll basically be splitting Rom up between the citizens of the valley. So I imagine it would be kind of like a hive mind in the way that everyone can reach a consensus, but not in the way that everyone's slave to one person.
We're making something very new here.
Yes. You
know what? We do this now, and then we see what happens. And if the worst comes to worse, and I'm not saying this out loud, but this is the thing that I'm thinking. I'll just have to kill every single person in this valley to make sure that Rom doesn't escape.
All right.
But I'm going to choose to spare a god. I'm going to split Rom apart.
All right. When you confront a god in their true form and reveal their downfall, but relent at the last moment, describe how you spare them.
Which is that.
And roll 2d6.
I sort of reach my hand into his heart, and his AI core, or whatever the hell it is. We'll call it the heart. And little wires actually come out of my fingertips as I connect him. And my eyes start to glow with sort of the Rom's green is combining with my blue. Then you start seeing every single person in the valley start glowing with the same glow in their eyes as I turn us all into something more than we once were.
Roll 2d6.
I got a 10. I rolled a 6 and a 4.
10. All right. On a strong hit, you can also bind them with a curse of your own. Say what they must never do, and they must obey.
This has its own the thing I'm about to say I recognize has its own problems with the sentience of AI and whatnot. Yes. But I'm going to say Thou shalt never rule over humanity. You will serve them for all of your days.
I love that. Yeah. And you, in particular, are free of Ram's influence, though you still do gain a portion of his power.
Which we'd established Rom has, like, sort of memory manipulation stuff.
Let's see. In the Word document I have, it's power to consume and erase memories from victims.
Yes.
But yeah, your memory starts trickling back. Everyone's memory starts trickling back. You see people looking at houses that they were like, oh, that's just an empty house. I don't know why. I guess it's there for when the valley grows. You see people like shaking and falling to the ground as they remember people they lost. They don't even know what happened. And you see your child, self-aware, standing behind you.
I want to do something else.
All right.
I can't talk to them yet. I have a portion of Rom's power, right?
Yes.
I need them to forget one last thing.
Oh, baby girl.
I need them to forget about me.
Baby girl.
I can't let any... They can know that, like, somebody came to help them, I guess. But really, two things. I want mostly... Can I do this to everyone in the valley? I want them to remember it is more their doing than mine. But more importantly, I don't want my child to remember me. I want
You want
them
to be the stranger without a name.
I was a stranger without a name. I can't let... Because also, just to tie it in, that guy said I was never going to know peace.
Yeah.
I can't stay here. And if I had loved ones here, that just ties me down. I can't do that. I can't bring other people with me on this. I need to...
Oh, God, Daniel, you're hurting my heart.
That's...
Yeah, sure.
Nope, that's what's got to be.
Sure, no, yeah, just...
So that's what it is. Like this... my child, the high priest, realizes what's happening. He's walking up to me, you know, and then he blinks, and then
you still need to wield a power.
Yeah. I guess we didn't say he for him. Sorry, I keep
They.
Yeah. I need to wield a power? Oh, I need to roll that. Yeah. I need to wield this power.
Just a bit. We're playing a game still.
I don't get to just say cool things? Okay.
You're just not breaking my heart for the baby girl.
All right.
The baby girl that's firmware.
Okay. I have done this specific act before perfectly. I don't think I've done that.
Nope.
I'm desperate for this to work, honestly. Yes. Yes, I am.
That's number 4.
Yeah, but I did those heal? It's fine. It's a one-shot.
Eventually.
Yeah. Oh, I'm close to the shrine layer domain of the god I took this power from. So that'll be a +2.
A bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I rolled an 8. Oh, that's a +2. So I overkill it. Oh, no.
I think you do what you intend to do, Daniel.
Okay.
You erase the memory of firmware from everyone in town. You go deep and you erase the connections Soph had with their parent. And there was gratitude in their expression at first. But as the wave passes, you see that gratitude, and then you see it mixed with something else, like a twinge of fear, and your child looks to you and says, Thank you, stranger. You did so much for us. But you can't stay. You're too dangerous to this town.
Yes. Remember, the power is yours now. Never forget.
Oh, okay.
And I realize the terrible nature of me saying never forget that.
Damn.
And
Frame out here, girl.
and I think probably the thing that's, they're also afraid of me now, right? Like that's what this is.
They are. That
Yeah.
you're getting the whole fallout. You're a hero. You saved our town, but you can't stay here. You have to leave.
Yeah. Well,
Like, you're not welcomed. You will be thrown out if you don't leave on your own.
to be honest, I'd like to see them try, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to. This is what I wanted. This is what I chose to do.
All right.
And then I leave. People don't even necessarily even see it. I leave in the middle of the night. I don't want to make a big deal about it.
Yeah. I think you walk out of town as the reconstruction, as people are still being pulled out.
Mhm.
The farmland's empty now because of your interference. How long did it take? Not even an hour, I imagine, since you encountered Rom.
Yeah, I just go in, fundamentally change everything about the society, and leave.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The Godkiller doesn't know peace, and the cradle weeps for them because there's no one else left to weep for them.
Thanks for listening, monsters, witches, prophets, and radiants. Our cast this week featured special guest Chell of Dice Fiends podcast, a fellow member of the Imaginary Broadcast Network. You can find it wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, me, I'm still at LOTR_Dan on Twitter. Our editor for this episode was the always lovely and sometimes a worm monster,
Russell.
We'd love for you to join us on our Daniel's Dread Tales Discord. Come on by and say hi. You can find a link to it in our episode description or on our Twitter at Dan's Dread Tales. If you want to help our podcast grow, and I think you do, you like the show, more people should hear it, right? We'd love for you to give us a 5-star review, ideally on the Apple Podcast app. That's how it gets out there. Maybe on Spotify, wherever you want to review us, but just let people know. Thanks. We'll see you all again in 2 weeks on October 20th for a special spooky episode where we get positively vampiric. It might make you ask the question, what are you doing in the shadows? Have a Nosferatu-rific day.